Number 5. Entei. In Pokemon Silver, the Pokedex says, Volcano erupts when it barks. Unable to restrain its extreme power, it races headlong around the land. And in Pokemon Gold, the Pokedex says, a Pokemon that races across the land. It is said that one is born every time a new volcano appears. Okay, that sounds a bit too extreme, especially in Earth. So, you're telling me that each time an Entei barks, a volcano erupts. So, volcanoes are pretty well known throughout the earth. So you're telling me if out of nowhere an Entei just wants to bark for whatever reason, a volcano just bloop erupts, killing thousands of people, and this Entei just barks. That makes complete sense. As well as each time a volcano appears, a new baby Entei just comes out of nowhere, making it worse when it barks, especially when it's a little small little Entei. It just doesn't make sense at all. Number 4. Parasect. The Pokedex says in Pokemon Fire Red, it scatters toxic spores from the mushroom cap in China. The spores are used as herbal medicines. It seems like a pretty simple, alright entry for Parasect. But what really doesn't make sense is the fact that it says in China. I honestly did not know that China was a new Pokemon region. I honestly thought it was just Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Unova. But apparently China is a new region. So yeah, now we know where the new region is. Yep. Number 3. Spoink. The Pokedex states in Pokemon Ruby, Spoink bounces around on its tail. The shock of its bouncing makes it heart pump. As a result, this Pokemon cannot afford to stop bouncing. If it stops, its heart will stop. Damn, that just went 0 to 100 real quick. So let's just take a moment, analyze things. So it's basically a shark. If it stops moving, it dies. That's as simple as it is. But unlike a shark, Spoink is often forced to battle other creatures until it faints. Fainting usually requires you to sort of stop moving. And the rest is, yep. Not only is this weird, but it's just sad, man. How are you gonna do this to a poor piggy? Just look at its face, Pokemon. How are you gonna do that, man? It's so adorable. And bacon too, that's yeah, no. Number 2. Larvitar. The Pokedex states in Pokemon Gold, it feeds on soil. After it has eaten a large mountain, it will fall asleep so it can grow. Um, so Larvitar seems pretty small. I'm gonna say about 1 feet or 2. It depends. But the fact that it can eat a large mountain, what? What? I feel like it could go against a Snorlax in a eating competition if it can freaking eat a large mountain. Like, what? Why can't you eat berries and fruits like any other normal animal? Like, why you gotta do that to mountains, man? What do mountains do to you, man? All they do is be pretty, cause honestly, this world is already corrupt, and we need pretty stuff like that. Don't ruin that, Darvitar. Number 1. Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime was featured in the first ever Pokemon game to be released and has been hidden ever since. Though many people have been quick to point out that Mr. Mime is hella creepy, man. This guy he just wants to go to your bed and just, I don't know, eat you, cuz he's just creepy, man. No one likes freaking clowns. But according to Pokemon Blue and Red, if interrupted while it is miming, because, Mr. Mime, it will slap around the offender with its broad hands. But you have to remember that Mr. Mime is always miming, yeah, which is probably why later entries focus on the fact that Mr. Mime has actual magic powers. To quote Heart Gold, it gains the ability to create invisible objects as it matures. So Mr. Mime is an abomination of the human form that has the ability to create walls from thin air and will slap you with his man size if you interrupt him. If you just interrupt him, don't talk to him at all, man. And think about it. What if it's a female? Oh my gosh. Dude, I feel like we would all die.